You ready for your race? Hi, Kelly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how to do Microsoft Teams and have this go on at the same time. So people can talk. So obviously that can happen.
Y'all aren't allowed to use Zoom?
No, we're not, because what happened with Zoom is we don't know who's going to try to crash. And that was like a big, huge issue when it first came out. Like when we first went, we don't know.
Has anyone used the Zoom link, the Teams link too?
I was off camera.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't like
if you get it, but apparently you can somehow hack into Zoom without the link.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And they have like making people log in.
Oh, I didn't give you one either.
Okay.
They're there.
I like that.
So, things that I would never even think about.
Okay, it's 5:45.
It's only me.
All right.
One man show. Hi, everybody. I'm Allison Conover. I am the PTA treasurer. So today, September 21st, we are going to first talk about memberships. From what I understand, we are at an all-time high of memberships. We have 164 total memberships right now.
Yay!
And that consists of 109 parent or guardian memberships and 55 teacher or staff memberships. So we had the donut contest, and the winners for BBK through second grade were Miss Harrison's first grade class with 9 memberships. Fourth grade class for third through fifth grade, excuse my typo. They had 15 memberships in that class. And then 6th through 8th, Miss Graham won with 5 memberships. They were provided with 2 dozen Dunkin' Donuts each on Monday.
Yeah, I saw this one.
Yes.
And you have to remind me, when was the donut contest? Because I feel like
It ended September 10th. So it was like from all of August through September 10th was the cutoff. And then we tallied each class membership, and the class within those ranges with the most, each one got a party. For our pre-order for magnets, right now we have 146 magnets pre-ordered, and that's only 50 people.
Wow.
So we're doing really good on that. If you want magnet forms, those that are here and don't have any, I have some with me. See me afterwards, and I will be glad to give you a form.
Where have they been put out?
They are on our Facebook page. I don't know if they are on the school's website or not, but they also went home with the students.
Oh, can we get them on the website?
absolutely.
I will send it to you.
Yeah.
Meg and Jeff, I was happy to pay $3 for a fundraiser. Please, those are important. I like that later for later. We
Yeah.
can talk about upping the amount next time.
Well, we wanted to keep it affordable for everybody.
Sure, but it's a fundraiser, so,
Yeah.
you know.
So, the magnets are, I don't have any with me, but they are about this big, and they're glass on top, and then they've got a magnet on the back. So I know the teachers that have seen them so far are very excited because they stick to the blackboards and they're very strong. So they're excited about the magnets. But we are going to continue to sell them at all of our events, even though our pre-order is only through September. We will have some with us that we will continue to try to sell at all of the events that we have
How many are you going to have?
at our events.
Yeah. Like how many are you going to have back ordered or surplus?
The lady who makes it makes them every week. So right now, I actually just told her today how many we have, and she's going to start producing at least the ones that we have. But I can get as many as we need, really. Then next, our financials. Our current balance is $6,778.28. Since the last PTA meeting, this is the purchases that we have made through September. So we did Secret Stories, which is like a phonetic program that is going to help all of kindergarten through second grade. The program that we purchased is $1,864.80, and it will cover all of the kindergarten classes, all of the first grade classes, and all of the second grade classes. Then also we got learning carpets for pre-K ESE students, and that was $53.75. For gifted or Quest, we purchased a Nearpod program. It will help Ms. Fernandez with assessing the students, and that was $120. And then we also, it was approved last year but purchased this month, Generation Genius, which is a science resource, and it's actually available to all of the teachers at the school. So if any of the teachers need the password, under my understanding, the lead teacher has it, and they can get it to you.
Who's the lead teacher?
The lead teacher in each grade is what I was told by Eva. But if you are unsure, contact Eva Brown, and I'm sure she can point you in the right direction.
This is something kids can utilize.
That is, yes. It seems to be a lot of videos that are science related, science experiments and things like that from my research trying to figure out whether or not it's balancing everything. And then we also got a Heggerty, which is another phonics type program for all of first grade. And that was $159.96. And the last thing that PTA has to discuss is our Spooktacular and middle school zombie dance. It will be October 29th here at the school. I sent out an initial email request to form a committee. I have 3 responses so far, so I'm happy to keep having more people say that they want to help, please. And it is a Friday, the Friday before Halloween.
It's early release.
From what I understand, it's all going to be outside.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna.
From what I understand, it's going to be on the basketball courts or in that vicinity, so that they can be spaced out on their area, and we can still have the Spooktacular over here in the lawn.
We used to do it in the gym, but because we got the new floor, someone may have a heart attack, and it may not be the oldest one in the building. So it may be Ryan.
So are kids going to wear costumes to school for the first half of that day? I know it's for ladies.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Halloween at our,
On your meeting?
on my agenda.
Okay, yeah, if anybody has any questions, I will do my best to answer them, but that's all I have for now.
Good. So maybe we should, any questions on that?
You're welcome, Ms. Computer.
How do you like that, Jenny?
Well, the board is scheduled to meet sometime this week, so we can hopefully hash out all of our end of the issues, and then I will be sending out another email with more particulars, hopefully, of what specifically we are needing help with.
Did you get the link?
I'm pretty sure that I can get at least one. I have to ask my husband.
Hey, Kelly, on top of fans, do you think you can get big lights?
We need like generator towers, like spotlights. Yep,
Like the
spotlights.
lamps, big lamps.
My husband has one at least, so I know that I can get one.
And for the Spooktacular, we can have half out and half in. We just can't have a whole bunch of. Right.
And I know in the past we usually have the cadets, and I'm hoping that we will still have the cadets to help do the to help run the booths for us, which is what we usually have and have had in the past.
You need me to ask?
Yes, please. That would be amazing. And so, yeah, I'm not sure specifically yet. Usually we have volunteers to have trunks. So that's open to community and obviously parents and teachers. Whoever wants to have a trunk, please let us know, and we will be happy to start a list with whoever wants to have a trunk. It's a lot of fun. I did it one year and my kids loved it. They want me to do it again, but I don't know if I'll have enough time to do a trunk and everything else. So it'll have to be probably not a trunk this year.
Okay, thanks, Kelly. She said that.
That's Laraca. It's supposed to be Laraca, but it's a little spelled wrong. But that's okay. I'm okay with that.
All right. We have a couple minutes. Does anybody have a couple questions for PTA? No, we can wait a couple minutes before we start SAC. Yeah, you
I
can.
know.
Say that again? Yeah, absolutely.
Goodbye, everyone.
And I have a new role, working with our teams. And for lack of better words, I am on an outpatient basis. And we are working with youth very early on, intervention at the earliest stages, and referrals can come from anywhere. And we are connecting the students in need and the families in need with the services that are completely free to them, provided throughout the county. One of our stellar programs right now is our mini camps on holiday weekends, where the kids actually come to the shelter and they stay the night, they go to ball games, they go to the zoo, we have so much fun with them. And that's because the shelter census is down. And we don't have them staying with us on a residential side, so we ask them to come in. They did this all last year, school being out of session. And over the summer, we've had 4 very successful week-long programs. So anything we can do for the families or the children, we are here to work with them, sit and listen, figure out if there's something we can do to intervene and to help. So, and literature, anything you guys need.
All right, thank you. Thank you. We still have a couple minutes. Did everybody get their agendas and the minutes from last week? And our school improvement goals are on there.
I've been better, my teacher. Because you're always running on. Oh.
Did you sign in and everything? We need proof I had people here.
Well, we got cameras all over the place.
I know, right?
I mean, come on. Listen, we tell the kids all the time, those are the, I don't know if any of you have ever seen them, I hope not, but the HD quality of those cameras is like, it's nuts how clear the cameras are. Jury cameras on the school. Oh, these aren't like, these are really, really,
Sure,
really
we'll have
clear.
to pull one up for my child at some point,
That's right, we have to pull them up for all of our sons. If you have a boy, most likely.
We just have to imply that we're gonna look at the cameras and they're already checking it. Oh, yeah, I don't know, but I'm sorry.
That is a really good idea.
Oh, are you kidding me?
My uncle has a fake camera right in front of the kids, right? And all those videos, the kids.
I love that.
Well, all the kids think there's cameras everywhere. They think it's everywhere.
I saw my favorite.
Oh, yeah. They see those things in the lamps, and they see the flashing red light. They just know a flashing red light.
Are you really having like vandalism?
Oh, yeah. All right, thank you, everybody. We are going to start the meeting. I need everybody to read the minutes or go over the minutes from last time. And we need to have someone make a motion to approve today's agenda, which is on this paper here, and also to approve the minutes. So, second, all right, did you get that? Ms. Rashine first and Ms. Dixon second. All right. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom of the agenda. So we have a SAC chair vote. So normally people will tell me if they want to be SAC chair or not. and Mrs. Dixon is the only person that has said anything. So, is there anybody here that wants to run for SAC chair? Going once?
I'll only do it if she does it.
Well, you can be the vice chair. We can do that. I know. It's super hard.
I'll do whatever.
Okay, so I need someone to motion that we have Mrs. Dixon as our SAC chair. You can.
Second, I will motion.
You will motion, I need-
will second.
Second. All right, so the motion is Ms. Rashine, and then Ms. Dale Santos is the second.
And he spelled my name wrong.
You did? Where?
At the top of this,
You put
August,
2 L's.
and it's 2 N's.
Elena. Right here.
It took me 5 years to figure out how to.
I did it.
Oh, geez. I still call you the wrong name.
ALANNA.
Okay, I have it right
Yeah.
down.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say Elena. I get looking at a lot. I just say Mrs. Dixon. All right. So on a separate sheet of paper, you all have this wonderful once a tornado, always a tornado headline right there. These are our school improvement goals. So we have 4 school improvement goals, and we have to have action steps. So unfortunately, and to no surprise, test scores weren't so hot. Right? And it wasn't just us. So it was all the way across the board. So it is what it is. We can't go anywhere but up, and we're super excited about that. So the last meeting, I did talk about how we re-engineered elementary where they have an extra teacher and so forth. So Priscilla, you know, when you were here before, we had our SFs running back and forth, and then you would have EI at certain times. We'd have people running around and running around. So now we have like who do we have in first grade? Ashley Stranley. Mrs. Stranley is a support facilitator and the reading and math interventionist for that grade. So she's there all day long. And then I also gave them
A
paraprofessional. So they have super support. And then now Mr. Leffler, who's the math coach, and Lisette is the reading coach, they're going in there helping on top of that. They're the ones that are now running around. I saw Mr. Leffler today, and he was like starting to sweat, and his face was all flushed, like, whoa. Yeah, I mean, he's.
Yep. But he's not me.
Yeah, no, he was wearing his pink shirt, just saw that going around. So the very first goal is related to math, and you see 80% of our 6th grade population, because last year's 5th grade kind of was really low. So we're working on the 6th grade, and they're going to make 1 year's or more growth according to the STAR or the FSA. And we put in STAR and FSA because we want as much information and as much data as we can to prove that they're growing. And we feel that STAR is more appropriate than the FSA because that's just like an end of year thing. But when we do the STAR, it's something that we do 3 times a year, and we know. So we've already done the first baseline, and then when we hit the second one, the teachers are already having data chats, and they know what they specifically need to do. And they have the extra teacher and the extra para and Mark and Lisette coming into the class, into the pods, and so like it's really specifically targeted.
As a mom to a retired 3rd grader, who's now 4th grader, disproportionately across the state, 3rd graders went down big time. As a parent, one who did, sorry, forever to math grade later, but what is the plan for 3rd graders? I see you mentioned 6th grade, but 3rd grade is a big thing. And then the second part of my question is if the state does away with FSA, do you feel like that is a good move for schools like ours, districts like ours? I feel like it might be.
So luckily for us, our 3rd grade did really well.
Except 3. Yes.
So they did very well in ELA and math. And the reason why we Huh?
I know we're not supposed to refer to our kids first.
Oh,
yeah.
That's okay.
So, yeah, so math was disproportionately lower than most scores. I heard statewide and maybe not us. So.
Right, no, we actually did really well. And I wish I actually had brought it with me. Do we have that? Like we were we were just below on reading and just above in math.
Okay.
So yeah, we did. And the reason why we chose sixth grade, because last year's fifth grade, like they're really low. Like, real low.
It was alarming to me, so.
Yeah, it was alarming to all of us when we sat in the meeting, when they were going over everything. We're just like, we were off. It didn't matter what school. We're just sitting there like, like we had been brought to the principal's office. Like,
But it was expected though.
yeah, oh yeah, it was expected. Some of it was a little shocking. Yeah, it hurt.
Well, and I just want to add, having just come from Miami Dade, you know, after having been there, talking to my former principal and my other principal friends, this was Miami Dade County. This was, yes, this is statewide.
No, I know it's statewide, but I just hope that there's provisions in place for other grades.
Well, you know, I don't have it on there, but I can talk to I didn't put tutoring. I don't know why I didn't put tutoring on there, but we're starting tutoring in October, and we are having this. It's $100,000 budget of tutoring, and we in third grade has 4 spots. So third grade has got, because we want to make sure third grade, like this is the last year of the FSA, and you know we want to make sure everybody's good. And I'll talk about the FSA and that's on my agenda.
And just when we write our goals, they say you have to be specific. We have to pick a certain subgroup, we have to pick a certain grade, but that's not what we focus on. We focus on school-wide. So we have to put something down for.
Well, when we first met in the summertime, they're like, you get 2 goals. We're like, all right, we can do 2 goals. And then a couple of weeks later, well, there needs to be a third. I'm like, all right, we can do a third. And then it was like, literally, it was like 2 Fridays ago, like at 4:30, I'm walking out the door. Hey, there's a 4th goal you got to do. I'm like, you just finished. So anyway, so you can see the action steps. We're identifying the students that fall into the subgroup, which is that 6th grade group. We prioritize those kids for Jumpstart in the morning, Title I tutoring. We put together, so basically what's happening with our Title I budget, we get a bunch of money for Title I budget for after school, and then once that money is gone, the district said we have those ESSER funds that we're going to use. And I told them, like, I have this big, huge plan that we have, like I have 2 teachers for every grade. 4th or 3rd grade has 4, 5th grade has 3, because they have the 5th grade science they have to get ready for. And they said yes. So, I mean, they know that there was a lag last year, and they're giving us everything, and we're not wasting it. I mean, and the teachers have signed up for all the tutoring, and they're super excited for change. They're excited about coming in for tutoring. Can't be any happier than that. And then our next goal is
Can I go back to the tutoring? How do you know if your child is like picked or asked to attend tutoring?
They have to meet a certain criteria on the FSA or the STAR.
Okay.
So
According to their score.
According to their
not
score.
their Title I status.
no, not to no.
Yeah.
Because basically we consider everybody here Title I.
Good.
Yeah. So the next goal has to be for our social emotional learning. And last year, when the students were not zesty, they were very salty. They weren't. They felt like we weren't zestful enough for them. And so what means yes. So what zest? What does zest mean again? It's like we weren't engaging enough. We weren't putting on a good enough show for them.
They love being here. They just wish that they could be here all day long.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So we're putting together an inventory or a survey for the staff and for the kids to figure out how to make them not so salty, and then we can.
Make sure that gets rid of those.
Yeah. I know. Well, and we totally revamped the PBIS Power Dollar store and Snack Bar, and and they're moody. Those kids are moody.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why. So, but that's why we're putting together that inventory to find out what is their obstacles and what is the, and we have to be honest. Like, if there's something they really don't like, we have to really change it. So
It's not to start school.
Almost done.
Yeah.
But
part of it is, I mean, there are so many things outside of the school's control that are going to affect that. If you get to be home and play video games and watch YouTube, and everybody on YouTube is throwing fruit or whatever the newest foolishness is, and then you come to school and it's, okay, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna read this book, and okay, I can try to bring a puppet into it, but the puppet isn't near what I was doing at home.
Right.
So I like this, I mean, like, and I think that it can be interesting and engaging, but at some point, especially when you have the requirements of some of this testing stuff, that is also, it's stressful for kids too. So then they come to school and they know, okay, I did horrible on this, and you know, this is what we're focusing on at school, and I already don't like it.
Right.
How do you get around that when home is so much more fun?
You know, and I've been here. I mean, I've been here for a while, and I've never seen so many, not like middle school kids, but like second, third, and fourth grade kids, like crying, like they didn't want to come to school. Like they're really having a hard time getting out of the car, and they're just like, no. And I'm like, no, it's do different. And we're locking them in. It's more than ever.
Yeah.
You know, because there's, like you said, they're very used to it.
And not only
Looks like a
that,
2-year summer they had. They had.
I was going
this
to
big
say,
one summer.
because of COVID, they were at home. Some of them were taking care of themselves, you know, or had older siblings taking care of them. So then you come back to serious structure and focus on these things because you're behind, and now we got to pick it up. So, like,
I know that
I love the endeavor, but.
I know that you're going to touch on that with the COVID list here,
Yeah.
but with being quarantined
Yeah.
as often and everything, why are we not doing like Google Classroom
They
videos?
should, they can be.
Sixth grade or fifth grade is for sure, I know. Because our friend was.
Yeah, we have talked about it. They should have, there is no excuse for us because we have been doing Google Classroom before COVID hit. So they should be doing that.
Let me rephrase that. When I think maybe we needed a parent's class on Google Classroom because I don't know what it is. Honestly. And I've sent an email to all of his teachers, and I've got one response, and she says, I put stuff on Google Classroom. In my mind, Google Classroom is a video
Live.
of
Oh,
the
no,
teacher
no,
live.
It's a space, it's a teaching, it's a virtual classroom, but it's independent.
But it can also be recorded.
Yes.
Like we have a teacher who's out with a sub, she recorded her lessons, so the kids will still get her lessons.
So why can't we do live? And I'm sorry to take it
It's
off.
it's a
the
union,
here.
it's a union issue.
It's a choice for teachers.
Right.
Okay,
They can do either way.
because my son needs that handhold.
Right.
And so now he's home a week doing YouTube and everything else, and then he's gonna have to come back and then out and then back.
Not very consistent.
Right.
And I get it, I'm not blaming the kids, I'm not even blaming the parents, I'm just saying, it's gonna be really hard
Right.
to get to this place of not having kids who are salty about being in school, when you have all the demands, and then some of them, their family members are dying.
Right.
Some of them, they have people who are
Yeah.
upset about what's going on.
Right.
So on top of all of that, I have things going on that I do not understand.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they have a lot of stuff.
They have a lot more stress, a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, they have stress that they don't even know they have.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That's a really good point.
That'll
You're
make
exactly
me,
right.
that'll make me come
They don't
in that
know.
one.
No, my Braylon's at home and she has a cold. It's literally just a cold, and we thought she'd come back this morning, but she woke up this morning and she still had like post-nasal drip cough. Like, you're gonna stay home another day. She started before we decided she would stay home, she started freaking out that I would send her to school and then she would get in trouble for being at school and sick. And she was literally crying. I'm like, it's okay. Like, you're not in trouble for being sick. Like, you have a cold. It's okay. You're going to stay home another day. And she literally didn't cough the whole day.
Well, I went home 2 Fridays ago. All of a sudden, I had like this fever, and I was like, oh my God, I just infected the entire school.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally was like, oh my Lord, I was late. All right, so our next goal, and so there's another acronym, ESSA, and I put it down there so everyone knows what it is. Every Student Succeeds Act from 2015, and that actually replaced every child, no child left behind. So, every they always have to have something. So there's that one. But what's really good about this one is they choose specific subgroups like our free and reduced lunch or our ESE group. And so unfortunately for us, it was our Black African American subgroup in math again. We want to be 45% shows a year or more growth according to the FSA or to the STAR. We can't be below 40, and we were at 39. Or we can't be 40, we can't be below 41 and we were 40. So we were right there, you know. And that subgroup for us, all it is like 1 or 2 kids. Yeah, it's minuscule. It's 1 or 2 kids, and
I'm doing my part. I'm cranking them out.
Right. And the last goal is specifically to a new law, the Reading Achievement Initiative for Scholastic Excellence, and I put that there. That's the new one that was just signed by our governor. Any students who are K through 5, if any grade scores 50 or below, that can't happen. So for us, that was 4th and 5th in ELA. 4th grade was at 48%, and 5th grade was at 42%. So we want them to go up to 55%, and it's the same concept through STAR or FSA. Those are our goals. Does anybody have any questions about our goals or anything like that? If you have any input, you know, that's why you have this. You can go back and read it and send it back to me or to Mrs. Ward or Mrs. Monaco, and we can talk about it. We'll even call you up if you have any questions. We have to have your input. So what's going to happen is when I come back next month, we should have the SIP pretty much done. And so it's going to be basically reflective of this. So if you have any questions, go ahead and you can email us. Avid updates on this. We're super excited. We are working on our first showcase since we got our national demonstration. Unfortunately, it's not going to be live in person to person, so it is going to be a virtual one. We have to go around and videotape students and teachers doing their activities, all the Wicker stuff, all the Avid stuff, and then I have to be on it. So I have got to put on my best face, not fumble around and talk, and just blabble on, but we will be there, and it's going to be a showcase, and I'll send everybody the link. It's going to be at 3 o'clock on November 30th. Not everybody can make it at 3 o'clock on November 30th, so the cool thing about that is once you've registered, you can go on at 6, 7, 8 o'clock, and it will be recorded. So you'll be able to see it'll be really cool because we'll have all the video. I have a couple of visions of stuff. I'm being talked off the ledge about drones and stuff, but we'll go from there.
No, literally off that ledge.
Yeah, I want to go on the roof of the school and do all this stuff.
Wasn't our last walkthrough in the spring? And so I guess it's earlier this time, or am I wrong? I don't know, maybe that's up to now. We get our
The
big,
showcase? Yeah, we did the showcase later in the year. But now that we're national, I think they want us to do 2. They want one in November, and I think they want one again at the end of the year.
I consider the next one, the situation with the virus and all that, that one in person, or? It's not up to you.
I've made it. It's actually, they have not released the Avid people. So all the people that work for Avid, they told us they are not released to go out and do anything. The guy, we were joking with the guy, he was like, I'm coming to the Keys on vacation. We're like, whoa, stop by, come in and get a talk to the kids, and he's super excited. And he's like, I'm not released, and I get fired.
I wonder if that will change in the next 2 months.
Let's hope.
We can only
Let's hope a
hope.
lot
Because it's such a better presentation.
Yeah, I know, but you watch the videos of what they put on from the other schools, they were pretty neat. The ones that it was just like this. It was a Zoom thing, and it was all on there. And it's kind of be like that, but we're going to try to make it as nice as possible. I mean, people that work with me know I kind of go a little crazy. So that is our ethics update. School safety. I'm going to talk about security cameras. So we have security cameras around, and we can't have security cameras in the bathroom.
Where they need to be the most.
Where they need to be the most.
But you can on the way in, correct, but not in them.
So they're not in them. So I have, you can see one right above the bathroom, and someone took the everything off the wall in there, like everything except the mirrors in the bathroom. You can't see who goes in there. So I'm having new cameras put in all around the school that right onto the bathroom.
It's a blind spot.
Yeah.
So.
No, they're not dummies,
Literally
they live
come
on
off the wall and stay
Right.
in there.
Poor one kid. Someone had turned the thing upside down and was spraying the stuff and spraying everywhere. And the kid wanted to, he tried to put it back, and he came crying to me. He's like, I broke it. And he's crying. I'm like, I was trying to put it back. I'm sorry.
smart decisions.
Yeah.
So what about from the disciplinary standpoint? I mean, are we talking about, I've heard from a number of parents this week, by the way, kudos on using the app, because I heard from some PTS parents, TVM parents, they're like, y'all use the app? And I'm like, yes, we do, all the time. And so they got notices, and they literally like text me that notice. Are we talking about, 5-day school suspension? I mean, are we taking
We've only
aggressive
caught
role
one.
in this? Because this is no bueno.
No.
Well, see, the first one we caught, this was before we even knew what was happening. The kid walked in, he undid the soap dispenser, and he just dumped the soap, and then put it back, and like, he didn't.
Zero tolerance.
Oh, no.
Right.
it's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah,
zero.
no, like,
Zero.
no, he got consequences.
This, and that was before we even knew that this was going on, but a student
I
sent
think
me the
it's a good
video of
message.
it.
And you're like, oh, great.
Yeah.
No, but I got to record your time, like, literally, like, oh.
Right.
Automatic.
What are you doing?
I'm like, I recognize that when I put on their shoes,
Yeah.
I know exactly.
Kelly's really putting them in the.
Tell me they are putting them in, yes, we are putting them in the stairs. Absolutely.
I hate to have to respect
Excuse myself.
We're in the stairs. If there's any kids, we're in the stairs.
Because the weather, I gotta go pick you up.
Okay, all right.
Good night, everyone.
Good seeing you.
And I'll.
All right. Duly noted.
I just appreciated the heads up because other schools are experiencing this and they're not hearing from their schools. And so I literally was texting that notice from Florida. I'm like, because other schools aren't using that.
Oh, you mean the
The
Blackboard? Oh,
yeah.
it's coming from me. That's the thing that's killing me. I have all these parents emailing me back. I did it.
Yeah. So anyways, thank you. But
Yeah, no,
I just
absolutely.
Blackboard a very strong stance.
Are you not getting any email? Like, you should have gotten an email.
I get so many things from every which way, email
It's like
Facebook and.
I get it on the app, the
It's an
text,
email.
and an email.
Yeah, I get an email,
So-
Robert Mines, 3 tickets, classes, it gets crazy.
I don't know where to go.
So I kind of put on, I want to skip down to the vandalism and social media, and it goes with the schools. We're moving the cameras around. They're not focused too much on the doors, but we're getting that adjusted. I want to talk to the parents. You guys have full control over your kids' phones. You pay for it. You pay for the phone. You pay for the data. That's your phone. Like, I have my own problem with my own teenage son. Like, if I say, Aiden, give me the phone, you would have thought,
It's the end of the, yeah.
like, and then like he'll turn it off and he'll do all these things and then give it to me, and like apparently he switches it to an emergency code. I'm like, oh, the emergency code, whatever that number is, multiply it by like 5 million hours, because you're never getting your phone back until I get this. So it's, I mean, he's a pretty decent kid, but however, you have control of that. And on one of the Facebook posts on there, yes, this is a TikTok thing, but our kids aren't putting it on TikTok.
It's Snapchat.
Right, what they're doing is
Because it's gone and then no one can see it.
they're circulating it through Snapchat. So what you guys can do, again, it's your phone, you bought it, your data, you paid for it.
Still paying for it, up to $1,200 to $1,800, right?
Yeah.
How much those phones cost now?
there is, like, if you hit the camera roll, and there's a camera button on the bottom, and at the top it says camera roll, no, it says recent, camera roll, something else. Right, if you slide the top over, and then at the very end, if there's one that says for my eyes only, or you want to get in there.
Yeah. Can you, I mean, Drake's in fourth grade, so he doesn't have a phone, but, one day he will. But maybe send this out, not that you need to teach people how to parent,
Right.
because whatever that is.
Well, and so we have another situation that popped up. Everyone talks about Snapchat being a problem and all that, but there's that Twitch that's out there, right? Oh, aboard.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. There's a Twitch, and if you see one called Parallel, that would be more for the middle school kids. That means that they can run multiple accounts of something. Like, you can have one Instagram on your phone, but if you have Parallel, you can have multiple Instagram accounts. Yeah. There may be
Because I use it for the district, I have to switch it between my personal accounts and my district accounts.
Well, see, I do that, so I have 3 Instagram accounts on.
No, but there's a literal one
I feel
called
like
Parallel.
this is a teachable moment for parents.
Yeah,
For guardians.
yeah.
Like,
So we'll put
It's
something
the
on.
school's policy for, you guys can control, obviously, this is the parents that let them.
Right.
I want one, but, what is the policy with putting the cell phones, like, in class, for example?
So the teachers will have to put the sign up, cell phones allowed in use. They should have signs that say that. And so if they're not up, they should be used in the classroom. And I don't even want to say it, because every time I say something positive, something bad happens. Right. But they cannot have it out in the hallway, and they cannot have it like walking around. They can have it out at lunch. And we have said absolutely no earphones unless the teacher, or earplugs or head, whatever they call those, earbuds. Because if there is a real emergency, like when I was AP last year, I was trying to yell at a kid and they can't hear because things blaring, and like I'm trying to yell at a kid, like get out of the way, there's something coming. They can't hear, so that's why we don't do that.
So the Twitch I thought was mostly had to do with video games.
Right, but what happens is it's the same concept as Snapchat, but the stuff stays. It's the same thing with all the direct messages, like all your DMs on your Facebook and on Instagram. Twitch is the same thing. And see, I thought the same thing too. Oh, it's just kids playing video games, but it's just as bad. Like video games, get on Twitch to see something, and then you've got those creepy people on there that do all that stuff. So that was something that popped up this week too.
We were recently educated that kids can actually communicate when their phones have been taken away from them through the Xbox and through the gaming process.
Oh, yeah.
And you can, on your computer, you can log on.
Yeah.
To every platform.
Yeah.
But we
So
had a couple Friday nights ago, we had an escape. 3 kids left. They went to the football game, and it just went on and on and on. But of course, they don't have phones. They're not allowed to have their Chromebooks, and they had it all arranged. And one of the young ladies had gone to the emergency room because she was vaping at school, and it was laced with something, and it was quite scary. And so you think they're in basic lockdown, but it's not at all. So we don't even know what the boundaries are. So just be careful. And then there was some other thing that they communicate on, and no one, not even the DJJ people, had heard of it before. So.
Yeah, there was something that we had something pop up, and he was on Parallel, Twitch, and what was up?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I know we had a nice long conversation with that family. Like,
Find out what it is so we can.
yeah, and we'll have to go back and look at that.
Just without the notice, beware of these sites.
Yeah, and it's the same one that goes around, like they keep talking about Kick, and they keep talking about Ask FM. I don't even know if they still use those anymore. It's like it keeps changing.
I feel like they changed.
Yeah, oh, they changed.
One gets blown up now.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
All right, COVID updates. So I've asked the district, I honestly don't know how many we had last year. But I can, I don't want to give any misinformation about how many we had last year. But I can tell you right now, since the first day of school, we've had 14 confirmed cases for this year for students. We've had 5 confirmed cases for staff. Right, it does seem like that. It does seem like that. And we have 13.8% that have signed the opt-out. So that's still 86% of the kids wearing masks.
It's only up like 1.68% from last time.
Yeah, it's not much. Yeah, and I'm going to say, if you look at all the other schools, like if you look at HOB, like I don't know what's going on at HOB.
Well, if you look at the state, I mean.
Key West is hot.
I was on the dashboard just yesterday, and I guess it was maybe something like 53.
Yeah, right.
It was like 53 a day for the
Right,
last
and
day.
I can say that I'm proud of our parents for not sending their kids in sick. I know they're totally freaking out, but the parents are doing a good job of keeping their kids. It was a little rough in the beginning, but they're doing that. We have a lot of hand sanitizing. We have good social distance here at the school. We do have 86% of the kids wearing masks, but they are social. We are and all that. So I'm really proud of what the teachers are doing and what the parents and the kids are doing. I know it's frustrating to have the kids get sent home, to be quarantined. If you have specific issues, make sure you talk to the teachers. If you don't get anywhere, you can talk to Mrs. Manalpo, Mrs. Ward, or myself. We will definitely step in.
Do you need any donations for?
No, I have so much hand sanitizer. It's like I'm living my best life.
Said no one ever, but.
Oh, I was a total germaphobe before this, and I was begging people, I can't wait for this to end because there's some stuff I want to put in my office, like those stands.
Yeah.
I have tons of masks still.
Well, I don't want to.
Yeah, we have a
Once
bunch
this
of
is over, I
masks.
don't want to see them.
The ones you have on, my organization got 25,000 of them.
And we got some navy, this color and navy, I think.
Get the 50th anniversary printed on it and then sell it. I'll take that on.
I'm on.
I want to say Stanford's good looking there for that. Because they're 50.
Oh, don't tell me that, because I cannot be outside.
No, we're ahead of the game.
I haven't got so side note, I have not had the committee convene, or meet yet. I'm trying to give the teachers.
What committee?
The 50th anniversary. We are cutting down on a lot of the activities that we are going to do, but we're still going to go to all the organizations and give them the plaques. So we're going to start doing that in a couple of weeks because that's coming up on us real fast. But we do want to recognize everybody. So that is coming. The most important thing, I know everybody wants to know, what are we going to do for the Halloween parade? We are having the Halloween parade. So pre-K through 2 will be from 9 to 9:45, and 3rd grade through 5th grade will be from 10 to 10:30. So if you have multiple kids, you'll be here when you see us moving the signs, because we'll put the signs up on the fences for where you're supposed to be, because we're going to have all spaced out.
So 9 to what?
9 to 9:45 is pre-K through 2. And 3 through 5 is 10 to 10:30. And the middle school, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. Like they have a pep rally plan. So I think we're going to do something in the morning for them and just have them do a pep rally.
It's not like they don't like the parade.
They don't like the parade anyway.
Anyway.
Have you seen the middle school kids with the parade?
Yeah.
Walking around.
I feel like that's
Half of where this goes.
Yeah. Honestly, they can stay home. So that's going to be there. So you'll see us with the signs, and we'll put the signs up. And then if you're a parent of multiple grades, once you see us move them, you just go, I'm not going to kick. If you have one kid, you're getting out. But then the other ones will come in. So they'll all be outside. So it's going to be like people will come in one door and then walk out the other door. So it'll be a fine-tuned thing.
So it's still gonna be out.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be right there. It's just gonna be spread out a lot more. And I think we're actually gonna have like the little ones walk around so they can see the big kids upstairs. Like, we're gonna do a little extra stuff for them because they don't get to see the bigger kids. So, because it's more exciting for the little guys than anything. We don't want to ruin that for them. And the last thing, we want to talk about FSA testing. As we know, the governor just did signed the bill to get rid of FSA. And it's called FAST, Florida Assessment of Student Thinking. So FSA is going away with that. Do I think they're going to have some other tests come along? Yeah, well, what they're saying now is, and I'm in total favor of it, is because they are having robust progress monitoring. That means we can use STAR 3 times a year, and we use that information. And I think most teachers,
That would be better.
right, most teachers would think that would be better, especially when you don't have to do all that month-long testing at the end.
Yeah.
I just hope there's nothing in the works coming along.
So the legislature will have to ultimately pass that.
Right.
So if we have input, we need to be giving it to our.
Oh yeah, we want robust progress monitoring, period. No, like, they're not getting rid of end of year tests. So if they're taking civics or algebra, they have to take it end of course exams. But other than that, for the FSAs, gone. This is the last year.
Yeah, I can definitely.
And
I
Mrs.
imagine,
Manalco is our testing coordinator. I think she was dancing.
I imagine they'll still have, like an SAT score to graduate from high school. Kind of like, I don't know that you still have to pass the algebra EOC, but those were the 2 requirements of graduating, was passing the algebra EOC and passing the 10th grade ELA or a comparative score.
Was that app Discord?
Yes. Oh, yes, that was it.
Yep.
Thank you. Discord. That
Discord.
was it. Yep. We'll put something
Oh,
together.
yeah. My stepson uses Discord.
Yeah, Connor does too. I'm looking at his apps now.
So we use, it's optional through the schools. It's called APM. And from what I understand from APM, because I know Mrs. Taylor down at PKS uses it, and she loves it. And it's very, very specific. And it really, like, just targets exactly what you want. It targets everything specifically. The unfortunate thing, it's tied to our current standards. And our current standards are going away. And we're going with the new best standards, which we're getting training on. So hopefully APM will transfer over to the best standards. I'm sure they will.
Yeah, because STAR gives us some information, but it doesn't break it down by specific standards. Where if they change to something like APM for a robust progress monitoring, you're getting specific information that you can use in a classroom and change your teaching in groups and all of that. And then in December, you take it again and see if they've grown and see where the needs are, and then you can adjust again.
Yeah, because if I were to talk to someone from the state about testing and how the FSA impacts things, it doesn't impact things very much because you finish teaching that group of students.
Right.
They're gone. There's nothing that you can do for them. There's the next group who's very different, with very different needs.
From the teacher, from the past teacher's point of view, from the teacher that's getting them, it's still old data.
Exactly.
It's from May, you're getting it after the summer.
So that 3 times a year robust progress monitoring is useful because we're taking that.
And as long as robust progress monitoring doesn't become its creature of its own, where all of a sudden, like right now with STAR, how long, Mrs. Harrison, do you do STAR reading? How long does that take?
With first graders,
Yes. With first graders.
it's time, so but it has a frustration level built into it. So if they're not ready for it, it'll take them out.
Right.
So it takes probably about 40 minutes.
But compared to all the like hoop jumping and.
Right. But how many days do you get?
Everybody's schedules and all that, yeah.
In first grade, we're lucky Emerald has to do all 3 of them. So there's 3, so it takes 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah, but the monitoring will allow teachers or educators to log and read.
We don't want it to go more than 3 days.
No.
We don't, like,
It's too
40
much.
minutes for 3 days.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's not
Right.
losing instructional time.
It's wicked awesome right now.
It sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good, as long as some.
Sounds good, let's see what they present us with.
All right, that is everything on my agenda. This is where, oh,
You
no.
had, the chair vote.
Oh, I have what?
We moved the chair vote already.
Remove the chair. Intruder drill. We normally don't tell you guys what the intruder drill is, but since it's the first, it's tomorrow. And I sent an email out to the staff, they know. And with the new safety and security director, every movement needs to be, or every drill needs to be a movement drill. So the drill tomorrow is a movement drill.
We get into it.
So,
And you said Deb and Jonathan.
yeah, oh yeah, and thank you. I sent, or we sent, Mrs. Ward and our school resource officer to go see pre-K and kindergarten. We have a cute little book that says Teddy is ready and talks about stranger danger and, you know, and all of that stuff. So like, we don't want those little guys. There's going to be one or two crying, but
It's okay.
yeah, it still kills me, even though we've been doing it forever, to see those. But, you know, I'll get on there, and I think I say, this is only a drill like 500 times. It's like, this is a drill, this is only a drill, and it's going to be very, very basic. You're going to be out. It's going to be very simple, and movement is going to be very, so. But as they go on, get in here, as they go on, the movements will get a little bit longer and longer. All right, that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions or concerns?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, so,
I love you, Mrs. Dixon, but I have to run.
well, this is like a cross-reference between KLS and the high school. So, we're not allowed to have dances indoors, is that correct?
Right.
Okay, so is it, I'm wondering how Coral Shores is planning the homecoming dance inside the gymnasium? If they're just planning it and hoping it actually happens, or if they're gonna actually get to hold it, like, do they get to have a dance and we don't?
I specifically asked,
Mhm.
what should I do with my dances? And they said, wait till after Halloween.
Okay, because homecoming is the 15th of October.
Yep, I know. So on that note, I am. Yeah, no. You
Should
can,
we email our school board
no,
members?
you can talk to my wife. I really don't follow the rules that much.
No, I mean, my middle schooler, he lost out on all the 5th grade dances, and he wants to, you know, and then now Braylon's in 4th grade, and she's so excited about, you know, the safety patrol dances, and
We still plan on having dances after Halloween. It's just, I feel more comfortable following the rule. If I'm being told to wait till after October, we only have 14 kids that have had COVID.
Yeah.
What's going to get me is if I have that dance and then something happens, and then I got to face you guys, and then you're going to be like, I thought it was until after October. You know, I want to err on the side of caution, and no one knows that I want to have stuff on the, like, I came in here hot and ready to have all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Like, I do want that to happen.
so it's a school's decision.
Yeah, for me, yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
It's not a school's decision.
Okay, no, because I was just wondering, it's like
Some
how,
schools may choose not to follow the rules.
okay,
It's a district decision.
okay,
So, with that being said, we're one of the schools that had open house when we weren't supposed to have open house.
well, didn't they make that call after open house?
No, they made it.
Oh.
And even this, I feel like you get
Yeah, I know.
Her newsletter, she put, oh, congratulations to this school for having a safe, socially distanced open house. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was not.
It's like, well, we were quarantined, we didn't get to come. Quarantined at the school.
No, again, you know, so I'm just gonna be honest, I'm really scared about January 22nd and our carnival. Like, you know, it's gonna be right after winter break, and, you know, I want to have the 50th anniversary carnival in the worst way on the 22nd, and
I I'm like erring on the side of caution in all
Right,
honesty myself, and watching and waiting as far as things down the line are concerned. I know, I wouldn't say as much worried about our kids, but I still understand people being worried about their family members at home,
So-
and our kids go home at the end of the day.
I can tell you the homecoming dance had like 50 kids left on the and then prom had less.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't. And Minnie was the chaperone. It was
So sad.
Yeah, it was sad.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if participation will be even higher because they are the football games and, you know, I wonder if like,
Have you guys been to the football games?
yes.
Woo!
Yeah.
And I sit way on the side. Yeah, I sit way to the side, and it's wow. Yeah. Minnie wants me to take tickets this weekend. I'm like,
I've seen everything on Snapchat. Really?
yeah.
I'm usually at the bleachers,
Yeah.
I resist them.
I was like, in there and I didn't stop 3 hours.
They video.
I know you didn't even say hi to me.
I couldn't do that.
All right. Any other concerns? I know you guys have any concerns or anything? Yeah.
Like, it was just a one instance, and I wonder what the policy is on that. The mom told me her kid had COVID, they quarantined, whatever. Then when her child came back, the other kids had to quarantine again, including her daughter. And she was like, well, my daughter doesn't, she just had it. So she was gonna send the child back. So what's the policy on that? I mean, we don't have a card saying like, I have the antibodies and I come back. So how does that work? Do you see what I'm saying?
No.
Her child had COVID.
Okay.
So she was out quarantined.
Okay.
And as soon as she came back, she happened to be in a group of kids that had quarantine again.
Okay.
She was like, I'm
But
not
she already
doing
had COVID.
She was like, I'm not doing that. My kid's going back to school. So what would you guys do in that? I didn't ask her how it played out. I really don't know. Like,
So that personally happened to my own son.
okay.
So what happens is the school has record when you're out. So, and we
Like
know,
if you tested positive or
the nurse does. So if your daughter was out,
it
and,
wasn't me.
right, but so if she was out, and we would know she was out in these days, you would have to go to the nurse. So that's what we did at the high school. We went to the nurse, and we're like, Aiden already had COVID, he had COVID, and it's 60 or 90 days.
Okay, so you would get like a.
Right, so we go,
Okay.
okay, so we know you had COVID on this day, because the Department of Health had that, and we count, and you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, not everybody turns it. We do have some kids who are vaccinated, and we don't know who they are. And they don't have to turn
The
anything
nurse
in.
does, she looks it up on Florida
But
Shop.
she doesn't look, I mean, when they're calling, like,
Of course, it's like.
40 kids, they don't look it all up. So we had a student who, the dad said he's got the vaccine.
When they called me today from the high school,
They
she
come
didn't
back
even
and bring
look
it
it up.
up.
She just asked me.
Yeah, and we learned, you know, like they're learning along the way because we didn't
Yeah, they do.
have many vaccinated children, you know, so
Yeah, we don't have many.
we don't have any that we know of.
That I know of. Because the first round, like only 5 kids said they were vaccinated.
Yeah.
So.
So when you're sent out on quarantine and I don't even know if this matters anymore, the attendance, when you look at the attendance and focus, does it matter what it's put under?
So yes, absolutely it matters. So basically you have the regular excused, unexcused, and T for tardy. And there's an LE for left early. So if you're marked with a Q, I don't even know if you guys see it on the parent side. Did we ever figure that out?
I've seen all of them.
So do you see a Q? So for us, when we pull attendance records, the Q shows up as present. So that means your Q, you're healthy, you're quarantined. So you should be able to do homework, contact teachers, do all that stuff. But if you're marked as an M, you are sick. So we don't know if you have COVID. We had some kids go out on M because they're literally sick of something else.
Because he had, Monday, he got an LE
Left
for left
early.
early and it was green.
That's fine, that's an excuse.
And then there was another one that was an excuse, and then all the rest were red Qs.
Red Qs. So that means they're Qs, and it's red just so you know it's Q, but Q does not go against you. It doesn't go against anything.
So should the other two that are left early and excused be red Qs?
No, we want it red so everybody sees it.
Because sometimes kids will come into the classroom, and so we want the teachers to see that red cue and go, wait a minute, you're not supposed to be here today, go to the nurse, and then the nurse can call and say,
But
did they,
doesn't it give him for not being there?
No,
or anything like that?
not at all. Because some parents can't read the date correctly, because like they say if it comes back, if it says the 21st, like do you come back the 21st? Or like do you come back on the 22nd, if the 21st is your last day? Or they come back on the 20th, like we've had all
And isn't it 7 days from exposure?
Yes.
Okay, because the paperwork they sent home with Connor today said 10 days.
Yeah, mine too. He was exposed on Friday, he left on Monday and can't come back till the following Monday.
But But, so the first paper was from the Department of Health and it said 10 days. And I was like, well, that's not right because I know I've been through with other kids, it's 7 days. And then there was a second piece of paper that said 7 days.
Right.
But
Maybe
the nurse kind of is the final, like, the
Yeah,
rules
she-
could change on a daily
But then she was
basis,
like,
so-
just get him tested tomorrow and he can come back. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And with Dawson, I was told it's 7 days for kids,
Yeah.
10 days for the teachers.
no.
It's 7 days.
When Dawson was quarantined, that's what they told me. 'Cause
So-
this young guy, I think, was in here.
There's nothing better than being a first year principal and having so they continually change those things and I will double check. I'm told it's 7. And on the day 5,
You can
you
get
can
tested.
go and get the nose thing, and you can come back if it's negative.
And see, they didn't offer that. I asked that when
You have, they're not offering, you have to,
You have
ask.
to, right.
So
So,
Anita is like, slammed.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
here, you guys take care.
All right, anything else? Ladies, you have my undivided attention for 2 more seconds.
I will put together, I'm trying to run dates, I don't know, but I will put together a tutorial for Care University on, I have it on social, coming up on that. And I will put one together. That would be great. And I can just, I'll film it.
Yeah, 'cause we need
And I need to know how to, I don't even, Raylan's teacher went out on early maternity leave, Ms. Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So I don't even know who her sub is or how to reach
We are
them.
working on that tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes.
Like she tried to log into Google Classroom to do something, there wasn't much posted. So I don't even know how to like reach.
We
I
are
don't even know
at
the
the
teacher's
point
name.
where no one is applying for jobs.
Yeah.
So so we're looking at some sort of, we have someone on campus that will be freed up when another teacher comes back from maternity leave, but I can't have subs in there. So we're working on that project tomorrow.
Okay. How's your housing situation? Is that?
Crap. We need.
Because I tagged you on one that I
Yeah.
saw.
So we got lucky enough where a couple of the teachers, their housing situations changed, but and they found something. And one guy got a really good deal, really good. But we are, like, I talked to Mrs. Axford and Mrs. McPherson, like, something needs to be done up here too.
Yeah.
You know, and I talked to someone else about their affordable housing, and like, it was really ridiculous. Like, right, yeah.
That's great. We can see what the pay is.
2,400, you know what I get paid,
Yeah.
and you know that I don't make that.
Right, and the other thing is this, these poor teachers, even if it is a $2,500 place, you know, you get a first, last, so it turns into $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. Like, I don't even have that much money.
That you're just supposed to have every year, and basically you have to do it.
Right. Yeah, so if they kick you out, oh, I gotta come up with another $8,000.
I don't know, I've lived here 3 years and I've moved twice and I have no money, so.
Well, I have a vision of a condominium over right here next to the school, and on the bottom is gonna be like a Chick-fil-A, and a Target, and like a Starbucks, you know, and I'll live up in
Dunkin'
the
Donuts.
penthouse. Yeah, Dunkin', oh.
We're jealous of you, Jenny.
All right, ladies, thank you so much. Have a great night. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.